Well, hey, my friend, this is Ryan Clark. I'm the founder and CEO of Clark College Consulting, the author of two wonderful books, The College Entrance Game Plan, who reached Amazon bestsellers list, and College Aid for Middle Class America. I've worked with over 1,200 students over the last 14 years. Just last year, I worked with over 60 seniors who got into some of the most prestigious institutes of higher learning in the United States, and 94% of them received scholarships totaling over $15 million. Really, really cool. And today I want to talk to you about the top 5 myths of financial aid. So let's get into it. Myth number 1, my family makes too much money to qualify for aid. Well, that's a huge myth, because you might not qualify for aid at one school, but you might qualify for a lot of aid at another school. Quick example, let's say that our expected family contribution number is $30,000, right? And need-based aid formula is the cost of attendance minus your expected family contribution number, or EFC. So at a state school, let's say it costs $20,000 for tuition, fees, room, and board. Well, we're just not going to qualify for any need-based aid at that state school because my expected family contribution number is more than the cost of attendance at a state school. But let's say I also apply to a private school, and this private school meets 100% of need, and this private school costs $60,000. Well, I'm going to qualify for a lot of need-based aid at this particular school. So just because I don't qualify at one school doesn't mean I'm not going to qualify for aid at another school. And we didn't even talk about the college's own money or merit aid, so you need to consider that as well. The second myth, it costs more to go to an out-of-state school, public school, than to go to an in-state public school. Well, in most cases that is true, but not always. So some things you might want to consider. You might want to look for some out-of-state public schools that are your non-flagship schools. They tend to really recruit out-of-state students, and they might have some more money and more scholarships to try to recruit you. Number 2, a lot of out-of-state students can give out-of-state tuition waivers, especially if you meet certain GPA and standardized test scores. So bottom line, don't narrow your list of colleges just in state. All right, number 3 is it costs more to go to a private school than to a public school. And this is a huge myth. I talk about this all the time when I do my webinars and workshops, and I actually break it down for my students and parents so they can see, in a lot of cases, going to a private school, even though their sticker price is much higher, after they give you aid, after they give you money and the type of aid that they give you, it can be cheaper to go to a private school than going to an in-state state school. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you do the math and you look at the numbers, it is true. All right, the 4th myth is outside scholarships reduce what you pay for out-of-pocket costs for college. Well, not necessarily. In some cases that is true, but not always. Some colleges, if you receive an outside scholarship, will use that and reduce your merit aid accordingly, or your financial aid package accordingly. So you need to definitely want to check on that. And you want to check your colleges to see if you do get an outside scholarship, do they add on to your financial aid, or will they subtract it from your financial aid? And that's something you might want to ask when you do these college visits. That's really, really important, because you don't want to be spending hours upon hours upon hours of trying to get outside scholarships when in fact it's not going to really help you, because your financial aid from the college is going to be reduced by any outside scholarship that you receive. Now again, not all colleges do that, but some do, so it's really important that you do some investigation and you ask some questions before you go through this process. All right, last but not least, financial aid only helps with tuition. Again, financial aid is available to pay for all college expenses: tuition, room and board, fees, books, transportation, personal expenses, miscellaneous expenses, you name it. So that's definitely not true. So I'm going to give you some links to some blogs that you can read about, get some more information. I will put those below. And do me a favor, guys, share this video with others. There are a lot of young men and women out there that just need this information. They need some guidance. They need some direction with this whole college planning process. So please share this. We want to make sure that every family, every student can get into the college of their dreams and can afford it. And so remember 3 things. Be a good friend, be a good leader, be of service. And I look forward to seeing you next time. All right, bye-bye.